You know, I think it's finally time to solve this problem with this bad driver's seat and this 300D. You know, look at what this thing looked like. I mean, when I got the car, I don't even want to drive the car. It's not so much how uncomfortable it is, it's how it looks when you come up to the door, open the door, and look at that ugly thing. I know I could put sheepskins on it. That's an option. It's not going to solve the comfort problem unless I rebuild the lower part of the seat. One option is to get some seats with a different color and recolor them. Now, I put these green seats in here. These are lovely, aren't they? Don't you think these are just lovely? Now, we could just put the green seats in here and call it good. Instead of people say, wow, that's kind of a cool color combination. The only problem is I don't have a green back seat. These came out of a W116. They will fit in a W123 if you mount the seats on the W123 seat tracks. So I kept looking for a seat. By the way, I needed wide pleats, just like you see on that passenger side. This is the narrow pleat seat, which came out like in 84 and 85, and that didn't look good either. I had a bunch of people offer me a Palomino front seat with these narrow pleats. So finally, after looking for 3 months, I found a seat on eBay. It's a passenger seat. I mean, it's nowhere near perfect, but way better than what I was looking at when I got this car. Other than some color fading on the Palomino, this passenger seat is in excellent condition. It's better than the one I just got shipped to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the passenger seat out, put it on the driver's side. I'm going to try to fix up the seat I just got and put it on this side. And when I'm doing this, I'm going to have to do some recoloring on these sections which have turned a little bit pink. So in review, here is the seat I removed. You can see why I don't even want to drive the car with that seat in there. And this is a seat I got on eBay. Now, you'll notice right away it's not perfect. I knew that. I got a reasonable price on it. And I noticed something in the picture when I went to hit the Submit Buy Now button, that there was a little difference between these two seats. Do you see it? Does anybody see it? Yes, it's right here. It's in these pleats where they pull them back. So you see there were two versions of the wide pleat seats in the later 123. And I got such a good price on this, I thought, well, I'm just going to buy it and see if I can make it work. But the more I look at this, this bothers me. Of course, I'm going to put the right seat in the car on the left side. This will end up in the right side of that 300D. And granted, you're not going to notice a lot of difference, but there is another difference. So you may not notice it so much from the front outside the car, but when you're sitting in the back seat, I think it'll be pretty obvious. Take a look at the difference on the backs. Notice this one has a curve to it, which puts you further back in the car. And this has a flat back, and that seat mat pocket backing there is quite different from the one you see on the one I just got on eBay. So the back here is pretty nice. It doesn't even have any faded, I call it pinkamino color to it. But the bottom, you'll see this typically on a lot of these where the padding in the pleats has come out or it's ripped. So I don't know if I want to take this off and re-sew it and get the padding puffed back in this bottom section here. I guess at this point, I can probably live with this, but I can't live with that. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go after another back that is just like this one. And I'll probably end up selling this one on eBay, try to recoup some of my money. But if anybody needs this seat for their own 123, you might be interested in this. So I'm not ready to make the full conversion yet. We'll come back when I get the parts I need, and I'll show you how we're going to start putting all this back together.